40 times. I have been walking picket lines, engaged in organizing campaigns, working with employers, because I am personally committed to this cause of organizing workers. And then finally, we need a president who will make it easier, not harder, for kids to go to college. Today we see rising tuition costs. Many young people aren't going to college because they can't pay for it or their parents can't afford it. And those who go graduate with this crushing burden of debt. Here's my idea. It's called College for Everyone. What we do is we say to every young person in America, if you graduate from high school, qualified to go to college, and commit to work when you're there, at least 10 hours a week, America will pay your tuition and books at a state university. The way we pay for that is today, if you look at the way student loans are made, you've got the government, student loan recipients, and smack in the middle are the banks. They make $4 or $5 billion a year just functioning as an intermediary. That money should not be going to pad the profits of big banks. It all is going to But we should be honest. We have an epic fight on our hands. We do. Not against politicians, and certainly not with the American people. We need to unite America. But you need a president who's willing to fight these people. And I just tell you, I've been fighting my whole life. When I was young, I just talked about this a little last night, I had to fight to just survive growing up in mill towns and mill villages. But I spent 20 years in courtrooms where we would walk in on one side, me and a child or a family I represented, and on the other side would be the biggest corporations in America with their army of lawyers and all the money in the world arrayed behind them. And I learned a lot of lessons from it. Number one, you can't nice these people to death. It doesn't work. They will drive through you like a freight train. You have got to be tough and ready, but if you've got some guts, if you've got some determination, if you're smart enough and willing to work hard enough, you can beat them. Because over and over and over, we were able to do that. And I will do it as your president. You know, I look at America. I look at this country that we all love so much and are so committed to. And this is the picture that I see. I see in America where last year, ExxonMobil made $40 billion. $40 billion in 1 year. Record profits. The profits of many other big multinational corporations are at absolute record highs. I see in America where last year the CEO of one of the largest health insurance companies made $200 million. In 1 year, $200 million. And then I take that picture of America and I put it side by side with this picture. Tomorrow, 47 million people will wake up knowing that if they have a sick child, they're going to have to go to the emergency room and beg for health care. Tomorrow, women will conduct self-examinations of themselves and find a lump, just like my wife Elizabeth did, and discover that they have breast cancer. But some of those women, unlike Elizabeth, will have no health care coverage. Where are they supposed to go? Well, you can't get chemotherapy in the emergency room, as every woman in this room knows. What are they supposed to do? Tomorrow, 37 million Americans will wake up literally worried about feeding and clothing their children, living in poverty. I went to a shelter a few weeks ago where they took in single moms with moms and their children. It was an amazing place. These moms had no place to live, but they were living in this shelter. They were wonderful. The people who ran it were extraordinary. But I asked them, I said, do you ever have to turn people away? And they said, yes. They said, just a few months ago, we turned 70, 75 families away in 1 month. And I said, these were mothers, yes, with children, yes. She said, some of them had 3 or 4 children. I said, so when you sent them away, where did they go? Back to the street. Back to the street, back to cars. Children living on the street in the United States of America. Last year, 35 million people roughly the population of California, went hungry in this country. Hungry. In the richest nation on the planet. While ExxonMobil makes $40 billion, while the CEO of an insurance company makes $200 billion. Tonight, 200,000 men and women who wore our uniform proudly and served this country patriotically, veterans, will go to sleep under bridges and on graves. Enough is enough. We're better than this. I want to say to all of you in closing, and then I'm going to take some questions. I want to say to all of you in closing that, you know, I am the underdog in this race. There is no doubt about that. There are 3 of us that still have a good chance, but I am the underdog. I'm not the $100 million campaign. I am not. But this is a grassroots, ground-up movement for change. It is. And it depends on you. We need every single one of you. We do. I learned a hard lesson a few years ago. I had a woman say to me after an election, she said, you know, I kind of liked you, I might have voted for you, but you never asked me. So, I will not make that mistake again. So I am asking you to go to the caucus this Saturday, to take 5 of your friends with you. I'm asking you to caucus for me, and more importantly, I'm asking you to join this movement for change. Because you can start a sea wave of change that begins right here in Nevada, where you stand up and you speak out. And as a result, this wave of change sweeps across America with a power that literally cannot be stopped. And when it's over, when that wave of change is finished,